Oh, my God. Why do you always do this to me like this every week?
That's not the question. The question is not how do I do this to you. It's do you, like, literally stop breathing if you don't talk?
I mean, I guess. But, like, I was just talking to you. We're going over some production notes, and all of a sudden just hit the button.
Wow.
Push the goddamn button.
Ryan, what do you think? You want to weigh in on this? Does he never talk, or do we, or not stop talking, or what?
We'll call him A, we'll call him B.
What the hell does that mean?
That's essentially playing Switzerland over there.
Wow.
I gotta give it to you, Ryan. Oh my gosh. Cigar City Sports Podcast, baby. What's up? I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm swell. How about you?
I'm doing good. Glad to have you back in the studio.
Yeah, I tried to make it last week.
No, I know.
Especially because I wanted to be like my Final Four prediction was right, and it was Kansas and freaking UNC.
We're not going over
Wait
this
a minute.
again. We already went over this last week. We're not talking
Nello's
about
here
this
too. You
again.
guys hear him the moment I press record, but he's here too. Say hi to the kids, Nello.
Hi, guys. How's it going? This guy wants to bring
gosh.
up NC and Kansas. Like, I get you weren't
Wait a
here.
minute.
That was just a rough day already. I don't need to live it
Did
again.
anybody pre-tournament say that UNC
shit.
was going to do really well?
Wow. Congratulations
Is that me?
on just... You guys literally closed your eyes and threw a dart at the board.
No, I literally pick UNC every single year. It's my college basketball team. So no matter
You
what.
did say
I
that.
pick
You did
UNC
say that.
every
Name
year.
me one UNC player right now.
Shaz
I don't know
McGillicuddy.
one UNC player.
Shaz
right now 'cause
McGillicuddy.
I don't.
Where's he from?
Watch.
He's from Tillamook, Georgia.
Guys,
I don't fucking know.
Guys, I have a few exciting topics to bring up, and this one is the most important one of the day.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
This is the best one.
I'm looking at the notes.
Yeah, dude, listen.
This is not the high quality content these people have paid.
These people want to see and hear about Italy. Forza Italia, baby. Italy is playing in the Las
Wait a minute.
Vegas
What's-
World Championship
for
curling. Curling.
Oh my god.
It's the World Championship curling event in Las Vegas, and Italy had a
Why is it the World Championship in Vegas?
I was just thinking the same thing.
guys?
Ice, hot. I don't know.
You know what else is in
It's
in
curling.
Vegas?
It's the most-
Britney
Yeah, so
Spears.
who cares? Is that what you're trying to say?
All these
And no
artists
one-
that
no
don't
one cares.
tour anymore and nobody cares.
Nobody cares. You know why? Because the men's national championship of curling is happening in Las Vegas, and Italy won 5 games in a row to make it to the playoffs. A 2-game series with Switzerland.
They would have
That's good for them.
They would have actually won the championship if they had Jalen Rager.
Yeah. The only time anybody
He's not
ever
Italian,
cares
and
about
thank
curling
God.
is when the
He
Olympics are around.
He probably would have dropped the broom.
Ragoria.
Wow.
That's his name.
Can I get a round of applause for the Italian national team?
That's it. There we go.
Woo! Good job, boys.
Good job, boys.
You guys like curling, right?
Yeah. It's my favorite
It's
sport.
when Winter Olympics comes along. That's the only time I care about curling.
Whoa. What about the World Championship in Las Vegas?
Doesn't matter.
Wow.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
It's
USA's in there,
Olympics or
too.
nothing.
What? I didn't.
Congrats,
look them up.
guys. Good for you. Do well.
Bro, do you think we could play curling? Do you think we
You
could
and
do
I?
it?
Oh,
Like
easily.
Us four. Like,
yeah,
could we be a
absolutely.
curling team?
For sure. 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd be the best sweeper there.
I disagree with that.
Like, that's what they do.
I think you'd have a heart attack and go down on the ice.
Well, it
I'm
doesn't
going to
involve
say
English.
my man
Maybe.
Ryan is going to be the dude who has that just borderline sexual shove off with the rock.
Exactly.
I'm just going to name you that guy. And I don't know. I would be one of the sweepers for sure.
I'll be coach then.
There you go.
And you
That's
can play-
actually good for you.
Oh, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Look
could
at
be a
that.
good
Just call me
'cause,
coach.
Yeah, we wouldn't listen to you. We would just do what we want.
What? I'm the coach.
Yeah, still,
What is?
I rest my case.
Oh, so I'm just there as a fictional like character. Like, oh, he's just coach, and no one listens to him.
Kind of like
I
you are
just
now.
popped up.
Wow.
Like I just thought of him as a coach from Letterkenny,
Yeah.
the hockey coach.
Unbelievable.
Fucking embarrassing.
That would happen, and you know it too.
And I would be the Shorzy of the team talking shit to literally everyone else.
So, who watched UFC 273 this weekend besides me?
You did, bud.
I loved every moment of it too, except for the last 2 fights.
Now, somebody was talking to me about this. We were at a party, and they were like, I don't buy UFC fights anymore because you get these big blockbuster names, and the fight's over in the first round, 30 seconds in, and it doesn't feel good about buying the pay-per-view for that, which is why a lot of folks... Well, here's another thing that's interesting to me. Why is it, to me, more satisfying when you have a boxing match and the boxing match is over early as opposed to the UFC.
Because in boxing, it rarely happens anymore.
Right.
Like, I mean, back in the day, if you paid to watch a Tyson fight, you were just wasting your money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's why they put a stacked undercard with him.
Yeah.
Because they knew by the time they got to him, it was going to be a big pop, and it was over. By the way, Tyson had some news from McGregor.
Who watches boxing for the undercards besides nobody?
Me.
You?
I love boxing.
UFC, I don't know.
Sweet
Maybe
time.
recently.
Honestly, if I'm getting a boxing pay-per-view, I'm watching every single fight.
So now recently the UFC pay-per-views have been a little bit lacking. The main events haven't been as good as like the third and second fights and so on and so forth.
Sure.
Overall, the cards have been kind of weak, but this week's fight was probably one of the best fights I've seen in a long fucking time.
I just feel the UFC's falling off as a whole.
I don't disagree. I mean, there are so many elite fighters out there right now. It's just kind of hard to keep up. I mean, I do love watching a good fight, for sure.
Chimaev, or whatever the hell his name is, versus Gilbert Burns, probably fight of the year as of right now.
I was watching the highlights per your instruction before we got in here, and I find it hard-pressed to think there's another fight here in April that's going to have beaten that one.
Right. It was a all-out knock-em, drop-em war.
Jones is going to fight his coke dealer.
He's too busy fighting his wife.
Jones is talking about coming back and fighting at heavyweight, though.
Yeah, okay.
It's
been 3 years he's been saying that.
It doesn't
Nothing
matter
happened.
because he's not going to get Ngannou, because I think Ngannou's going to another promotion.
Is he, though? With the heavyweight championship?
Yeah.
Dana will bring him back at least one more fight.
Dana doesn't get to make that distinction when it comes to contracts,
Who's
because
gonna
his contract is up, and some of these other promotions, they will see dollar signs next to Francis Ngannou, and they will pay him because they know they'll make it up in pay-per-view sales.
And I think that's the reason why the UFC is starting to die.
Yeah.
It's because they don't really pay people like anything.
They just did a
compared to some other
promotion where the
places.
people online who were watching the fight could vote for the top 3 fighters, and they were getting paid in Bitcoin. So they are doing these special promotions and all this
That's
stuff.
not enough.
And like fight of the
it's
night
really
is like
not
50 G's and like
And
second, third knockout and all this stuff. So they are doing more.
It's
But,
weird
I mean,
that
you
Jake
just-
Paul brings the fucking
exactly
light
and makes more
to
money
the way
than
that those
anything.
fights are going.
When
Yeah,
one
but-
of their top fighters in your boy McGregor,
Yeah.
and he walked to go fight Mayweather,
Yeah.
made more money than he'll ever see in the UFC. Deuces out.
He really did. He made more money in that fight than his entire UFC career.
Entire. Exactly.
And he was already a multiple-time champion.
But he's still
Exactly.
making 8-9 millions for fight, 8 to 9 million just to fight. We're not even talking
Are you
endorsements
sure?
and everything else. Yes,
Yeah. Well, no, McGregor is one of one, though.
but not everybody's doing that.
That's kind of okay. So that's
He's the only guy doing
Yeah.
it.
I mean, shit. Ronda Rousey was making close to 3 mil when she was fighting for the
Which
UFC.
she should have been. She was a massive draw. A lot of people love to go see her.
That's the thing. You put butts in seats, you get paid more.
Here's another thing, too.
But even then, sometimes you still don't. Like Anderson Silva back in the day, the most he ever made was $600,000,
yeah.
and,
And he
the
was a
first fight that
destroyer.
He lost in air quotes.
Well, his leg snapped.
No, not the first time he got
Oh.
beat,
Yeah.
but
But Ronda Rousey, let's go back to her. A lot of people like to shit on her because
She did fight
hate that
a division that was a little weaker than it is now.
She did, but she
'Cause-
also helped put the UFC on the map.
Okay.
Say I'm wrong.
I mean, a women's division fight, sure.
Exactly. Women's fighting is
But when
not
she
what
had
it
to
would've
fight a
been.
real fighter like Amanda Nunes, she got her shit kicked in.
Hey, she still deserves to be a Hall of Famer for how long she held the
No.
title.
Absolutely.
you're mistaken. Amanda Nunez just punched her in the face.
Yeah.
Holly Holm is
Yes,
the one who kicked her shit.
that is the
Okay,
one
that's fine. But
who took the title and kicked her shit.
the more dominating one against Ronda Rousey was Amanda Nunes,
I don't
if you
know.
ask me.
Holly Holm put it to her pretty good
Holly
too.
Holm was a bad girl.
Holly Holm. Oh.
But if you look at that first round between Nunes and Rousey, you see Rousey's face just like, holy shit, what did I sign
Well,
up
see,
for?
that was a thing. It was a devil of her own making, because she went in and started blasting people left and right,
And-
then all of a sudden the competition said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the UFC and fight," and then the levels showed up.
She put women's MMA fighting on the map. I'll give you that.
Yeah, for sure. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that we need to look back at her and say she had exceptional skills. Was she an excellent judo fighter?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Was she a good grappler? She was decent. Hands? None. They don't exist.
No, but she was knocking people out. But at that time, the
she
UFC
wasn't. She won literally every fight by armbar.
No, she knocked.
Yeah,
She
she
won
was
every
submitting.
fight by armbar.
Yeah.
That's literally how she won every
knocked
single one of her
Miesha Tate
fights.
out.
And that was another problem for her too. She probably would have lasted longer and saved a little bit of her legacy had she tried to wrestle Holly, or tried to wrestle Amanda Nunes.
That's the problem.
She tried to wrestle Holly. Holly wasn't having
No,
it.
she didn't. She tried to strike. Those last fights, her and her coach were like, "Oh, she's the best, one of the best boxing strikers I've ever seen. We're going to become strikers," and that was their downfall. If you ask me,
they went in with a kickboxing world champion who fucked her up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, she also wasn't going to let her just fight on the ground. You know what I mean? You're not going to do that.
Yep.
I mean, I would watch this Chimaev Burns if they ran it again at a 5-rounder. I'm telling you, guys, that was an amazing war. Both guys were getting rocked. Both guys were getting rocked in the face.
Yeah.
And they still got up and they kept going. They kept going for more.
Here's my thing. Does that constitute a great fight?
That's what I was
the type of
just
fight I
about
love
to say. To me, it's almost like some of those is like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and they're just standing there, and I could care
I mean,
less.
They weren't just standing
I get the action.
Yeah,
I get them moving. I get that they have chins. There's something to be said for defense and moving around and trying not to get hit and winning in dominating fashion. Now, this sounds like it was a dick swinging contest, and both of these dudes won. So good for them. Clearly, they've got the attention, and they're in Canada. They got to be for Fight of the Year after what I was looking at compared to everything else from this year. But anyway, there's a lot of talent in the UFC that has really thinking like it's going to walk. And the only thing that I'm excited for right now is the possibility of the Diaz Mcgregor trilogy that might happen.
I don't want to see that.
I do.
I don't. I don't think Diaz has it in him anymore. Diaz
And
wants
you think
to get
McGregor
released.
does?
Well, McGregor has something to prove at least.
Well, Diaz has it in him on any day that ends with a Y.
I think McGregor wants Poirier no matter who, what, where, when, and why. That's who I think he really wants.
See, that's the thing. If I'm Poirier, why do I fight you again? I have no reason to fight you again.
Because technically the second loss wasn't because you did damage. He broke his leg.
You know why he broke the leg?
He got checked.
He got checked by who?
Poirier.
Thank you.
But that nobody wants to.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
I understand he got checked by Poirier and everything.
The defense rests.
But that doesn't mean that Poirier wants that win like that, and McGregor doesn't want to go out that way either.
Hold on. Last I checked, Poirier's check still cleared.
He did.
Yep.
And there's no need to risk
and then what happened
fighting
when he fought
somebody like
for real?
McGregor because it doesn't move you up. Unless McGregor's holding some gold around his waist, why would you beat a guy you've already beaten twice already?
That's true.
He
didn't beat him.
Nurmagomedov. When he beat McGregor, he's like, I'm never fighting that bum again. I killed him. Why would I fight him again?
Yep.
I hear he wants to fight Khabib in Russia. And
Khabib promised his mother he's not going to fight anymore, and he's a Muslim, and they're very strict what they do with their families and stuff like that. He told her he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Why? And another thing, he's a Hall of Famer. Why does he need to prove anything to anybody? Nobody was able to do anything against Khabib.
He didn't. Okay.
Who was able to
Who did he really fight besides McGregor?
Who's the one guy that beat Khabib?
Nobody.
He's got a goose egg at that loss category, right?
So nobody has
UFC.
even come close.
Your Honor.
I think he might have one loss or one knockdown or something like that.
A knockdown
means nothing.
See, I'd rather
You
have.
know who else has the only defense that they got a knockdown? Mayweather. And he's the GOAT in boxing. And only people can say, oh, well, that one time, the one guy rocked him out of the 50 fights.
Logan Paul was wondering if Mayweather's ever going to clear that check for him.
Mayweather is not worried about Logan Paul money.
He's got to pay him.
He already has.
He didn't. Logan said he hasn't got paid yet. He's waiting for the damn check.
Where is that? Pull that up.
Okay. So while I pull that up,
I don't buy that as money Mayweather stiffing somebody. That's bad for his image. That's bad for everything for him.
All I'm going to say,
he would not pay Logan Paul. Get out of here.
I'm telling you. Why would I make this up?
Because you do that a lot.
What the? It's ridiculous.
Or maybe Logan Paul's just trying to create some kind of hype.
Yeah, what happened to him fighting Tyson?
Man,
Did that fall apart too?
Yeah, because Tyson was like, I'm not going to let you just
Logan Paul not getting paid in full from Floyd Mayweather Jr., and that was March 4th.
Paid in full is what you said.
What is
the hell does that mean? I don't understand.
Hold on. What's the name of that site?
DAZN.
DAZN.com.
The DAZN is like a big streamer for boxing and fighting. You know this, right?
No.
I mean, he didn't get paid.
I'm ready to go to the next chapter of my life. There's an opportunity to cost me when I don't have fees that are rightfully mine. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. I'm creative with my money. The X millions that he hasn't paid me by now could have tripled, quadrupled. I'm good with money. I can make more of it. I have a lot. So there's an opportunity cost for me. And that's why I'm being vocal, because it's just too long. How many opportunities have I missed out on because I haven't had this? Paul, shut the fuck up. Stick to WrestleMania, and I bet you there's a contract
he got
somewhere.
Paid $5 million. He had that. You know that Pokemon card he had at WrestleMania was worth $5 million?
Good for him.
$5 million fucking Pokemon card? No one stole it. If I was there, I might give it a shot.
You're not making it out the door, no.
You don't know that.
You don't have the 40
Have you seen how fast I am?
Yes.
Yes. We've watched you attempt to do push-ups.
Yeah.
Oh my God! First of all, those push-ups were amazing.
No, they were not.
They were amazing.
It frightened children. It frightened children.
They were laughing the whole time.
Okay. So let's move on.
Let's move on to 273. The co-main event. Aljamain Sterling was Peter Yan. You want to talk about boring fights? This was a boring fight.
Okay.
Because Aljamain Sterling he knew he couldn't stand up with Yan. He kept striking him. It was like somebody tapping him. He had to take him to the ground, and that's where he won. He just neutralized him and took him to the ground. And that's those technical fights that you like to watch and all that crap. To me, that was boring.
That makes sense. You'd rather see somebody get their brain knocked around.
Absolutely. If I'm going to watch a fight, that's what I want to see.
Fair.
You got to appreciate the art form, man.
I get
Sometimes.
it. But this fight this fight should have been a tie. They gave it to Sterling on,
This is the one that Dana White came out and said that the refs got it wrong.
And I think they did, because Yan was trying to take the fight to Sterling. Sterling kept trying to do this, like, I don't know, dancing monkey style, where he was taking him to the ground, and he was holding them to the ground.
That's called controlling the fight.
He was controlling the fight, but at what point? He was just holding him. He wasn't even doing anything. He wasn't even trying for submissions. He was just he took him down twice, and that's how he won the fight.
I would love to take you to a grappling gym and see what you
I'm not a fighter. I don't get paid. I'm not a co-main
saying
event
that
in
he's
UFC.
not doing anything, that means nothing.
I didn't mean he wasn't doing anything, but what I'm saying is, we always talk about styles make fights. This fight didn't make sense.
I said styles make fights?
No, people say styles make fights. Even Dana White. This fight was bad because Aljamain Sterling isn't a striking style. He likes to grapple, submissions, and so on and so forth. And Peter Yan had...
It's boring, but it wins.
Peter Yan had zero ground game.
That's like GSP for me back in the day. Most boring fighter I've ever seen.
Wow. One of the greats.
Still boring as hell.
One of the greatest fighters ever.
He's still
And then Volkownowski versus the Korean Zombie. I mean, I kudos to the Korean Zombie for getting in the ring and like fighting on short notice or whatever, but he just was outmatched, outclassed, outpowered. I'm surprised he went 4 rounds. If Herb Dean doesn't stop the fight, that guy's going to go 5 rounds. His brain's going to be scrambled worse than scrambled eggs.
These fighters, man, that's why I never wanted to get in the ring, man. Never. Because I didn't want to get my brain bounced around and be working on coloring books by the time I'm 50 years old.
Yeah, the Korean Zombie might be doing coloring books now. It was bad.
Anyway, let's move on from the UFC.
We're moving on. Bro, how about the WNBA draft?
What about an NBA draft?
WNBA
draft. Who really cares?
You know why he's asking you, Ryan?
Yeah,
wow.
Why is he
taking it
you?
there?
Yeah, I don't have
He's
to.
a WNBA fan. I seen him with a jersey. New York Liberty style.
Wow.
See, that's how I know you're the fan, because I couldn't even name
Me neither. Wow.
I think I can name probably like
that was spot
4 fucking WNBA people, maybe.
Yeah.
I can give you Sue Bird, and I can give you Lisa Leslie. That's all I got.
What about Candace Parker?
Who?
And that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, actually, I've heard of Candace Parker.
She was for Tennessee, right?
She was a volunteer, a lady volunteer. There you go. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
That's all I know.
Fun fact, I actually went to school with a girl who won the championship with him. That was a volunteer.
See, I told you I was a WNBA closet fan.
Wow.
No, that was my homegirl. I used to tell her back when we were in
bro, why can't you just admit that you watch WNBA?
It could be worse. He could be into Nationals pro curling.
First of all, it's World Championship.
Yeah.
And I did watch some last night.
Nationals?
Okay. Yeah.
World.
Gotcha.
World.
Which is made up of?
The world.
Nations.
World, not nationals. Nationals is like regional. It's like regional to America.
Oh,
this is the world.
There you go.
And Italy's kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, there you go. They got to be good at something.
Yeah.
Baseball started this week.
How they been doing in soccer? Did they make the World Cup?
Ooh.
I know they didn't make the last one, but they had to have made this one. Like, soccer's really important. Football, Forza Italia. It's really important to the Italian national team.
Wow.
So they didn't. Make the World Cup?
Wait. No, they did. They didn't last year, but this year they did. They placed really highly, right?
They did not. They lost in Italy.
Where'd they place?
Who the hell cares? They didn't make the World Cup. Okay, we lost to Macedonia. Why do we keep bringing this up?
Did Los Estados Unidos make it?
Oh my God! Yeah. So what?
Hey, look at that!
Who cares? They're just gonna be another stomping mat for all the other teams that actually play good.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. They made it.
USA.
Cool.
USA.
I wish I had it queued up here.
USA.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, man.
Wow.
Because like curling is a much more nationally known sport than football, soccer.
I didn't even know they knew how to play soccer in America. This is something new to me.
Right.
New.
So the women's national team winning
We're
gold.
not talking about women.
We're just talking about the sport in general. You're right. So in the fact that they're in the tournament and Italy is not, are they going to be running?
Can I just say one thing? If the United States of America's qualifying for the World Cup group was as hard as Italy's in Europe, I guarantee you they wouldn't make it either.
Right, because our qualifiers were in where were they? They were in
El Salvador, Honduras.
Oh, they weren't in Italy?
Like shit like that.
Oh, so yours was at home.
But you guys are really playing lesser talent, except for Canada, Mexico, maybe Costa Rica.
Except for
the three teams I named. How many teams did they have to go through?
So all three of those teams. So Canada won the World Cup qualifying. United States, Mexico went second and third. I don't remember and then Costa Rica went fourth. Okay. And then the rest were just bottom feeders.
So how many teams did they have to play?
Yeah, they did. They won. Common Bowl. Yeah.
How many teams did they have to play to get in?
El Salvador, Honduras, and a bunch of other crap that doesn't matter.
Oh,
does Lionel Messi still play for them?
Messi? Yeah, this will probably be his last World Cup because he's in his late 30s. 4 years from now, he maybe could play if he was on the bench at 38, 39, but I doubt it. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo's in.
Yeah. There you go.
United States has to play Iran in the group stages.
Good.
In an Arabic country because the World Cup's in Qatar.
Good.
These colors don't run, baby. And they got to play.
We'll see you in Qatar.
And they got to play England too.
Oh, that would worry me.
Yeah, because you're gonna get your shit kicked in by the English.
It's like that's the. Oh, okay. Come on. What? So let's get the English national team to come over here and throw on a helmet and some pads, and we'll see who wins what. Come on, man.
I mean, they do rugby over there without helmets and pads.
Get our shit kicked in.
Bring it.
But at least we're there.
Wow. You know what?
That's
Go watch the WNBA draft.
You can't win if you don't play.
You can't. I mean, I get it. We lost to the damn sheep herders in Macedonia. What do you want from me? I can't do anything about it.
What team did they lose to?
Macedonia.
Now, is that like an elite
team?
Even
they are not an elite team. They just we had 32 shots on goal, man.
Is that a real
32
place?
shots. Wow.
How many goals did you get?
0.
Ouch.
Yikes.
And they scored 1. They beat us in Italy in 90 minutes. Why do you guys keep doing this to me?
So was there a lot of tears that night, or
it was a lot of don't talk to me. I closed myself in the bedroom in the dark, put my head in the pillow, and I might have cried a little. I might have cried a lot, actually. It's 2 years in a row, man. A country like Italy can't make the. Don't get me started with this shit. And European champions, we were the European champions, and we can't make the World Cup. What a joke.
Yeah.
JOKE.
Is Macedonia even a real place?
It's a real place. Ow, fuck.
I thought that was from like Madagascar.
Yeah, or Lion the Witch.
Madagascar?
Yeah.
That's Africa.
I know. Where's Macedonia?
That's a long difference between Europe and
I know.
Africa.
I'm just saying. Your long M names. Macedonia, Madagascar, Minneapolis.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Montana.
Which is in...
Are we going to keep going with this?
Mississippi.
Missouri.
That's not long.
Whatever. It's an M, right?
Doesn't matter.
Michigan?
There you go.
Baseball season started this year.
Yes.
God, I'm
started
over
this year.
Fuck.
The Rays. How about this? The Rays are 22-1 against the Orioles in their last 23 games.
Yeah, and they just beat them pretty badly.
They were they swept the series.
Yes, they did.
3-0, yeah.
3-0. But you know what? There's still some there's still some worries with the Rays.
But
there's still some worries with the Rays, that pitching staff. I mean, starting pitching with Patino coming out, Yarbrough still being out. They're going to tax that bullpen real early. They might need some bullpen. They might need some starting pitching help ASAP.
When did he start talking Chinese?
What are you talking about?
I understand none of that.
Why? It's baseball.
Exactly.
Baseball. It's baseball.
Oh, wow.
You don't like baseball?
No, not really.
Really?
Me neither.
I mean, Wander Franco, guys. Well,
Wander Franco is going to be a big deal. Here's how big a deal he is. The Rays actually paid him.
Yeah. They paid him without even like seeing a full season of him. They just were like, here you go. Here's $100 million.
Yep, we want you.
Yep.
So Wander is doing okay. He's not having to steal his cousin's Netflix subscription.
And he broke a record.
Yes, he did.
Well, second player.
Listen to this. Wander Franco is the second player 21 or younger since 1901 with at least three hit games within the team's first 4 games of a season, and the first to do so since 1974.
Stud.
I mean, 3 hit games in baseball, that's a big deal.
Especially in the beginning of the year when most of these guys aren't even really like in
Not
the
to
swing of
mention,
things.
one of those games were all 3 were doubles. That
and
guy
the
was
short
just
spring
killing it.
training.
Yeah.
You know, because of the labor
He's
dispute.
probably juicing. We should go get him tested.
He's not.
Jesus.
The juice that he was on was called being from the Dominican Republic.
And just being a stud at baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably one of those kids that's hitting bottle caps with broom handles.
Exactly.
Never mind.
I mean, that's where they found him, on one of those dirt fields with like barely lines.
Swinging
put on there,
a linguine noodle at a pebble.
Wow, we have
and
to go
hitting
with
it
pasta.
over the fence.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
He
I would
probably
love
could.
to see it. Wander Franco probably could.
I mean, he probably could. Yo, I still think hitting a 100-mile-an-hour fastball is probably one of the most difficult things in sports. It has to be.
Have you ever been tackled by Ray Lewis?
No. I can't say that I have.
Can't say that I want to.
I'd say I would much rather, at any given day, swing at that 100-mile-an-hour fastball than step in the octagon with maybe Tai Tuivasa or Francis Ngannou. You want to talk about the most difficult things to do in sports? Go 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather.
I'll do that. I'll beat Floyd. I beat him. I beat him in 6.
I'll step in when it gone in too. It just better be at least 2 commas in that check.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, I'll even take a couple
what I'm
100,000. I don't even need a mil. Give me a couple 100,000.
We're breaking a mill for me to do this one
I'll pull up.
because everybody's watching it.
Bro, I would love to see you fight Floyd. Floyd would pick you and me apart both at the same time.
Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah. Floyd is he's okay at boxing.
You're a little old.
He'd be like Flash. He'd be start here, he'd punch you in the face, then go over here, punch me in the face, and then turn around and punch us both at the same time.
Yeah, he could probably beat both of us in the ring at the same time.
Well, not you. You're actually kind of a fighter.
Baby. At least I got a puncher's chance.
We both do. Oh, I was talking about him and I.
I was talking about him and I.
Oh.
Not you. You actually did this shit somewhat.
Yeah, he doesn't
Did
know
he
that
just fucking give me the quotation marks
Yeah.
that I somewhat did it?
That's what I'm saying. You don't have a professional fight.
Wow. Neither does our guest of the show, Nick Cornelius. He's also the heavyweight champion in kickboxing.
He does have a professional fight.
He doesn't. That's amateur.
Whatever. Okay, fine. So it's still some sort of fighting, though, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You could what? I don't know what to say.
Hey, we know.
I know.
Because there's no point to be made.
There is none whatsoever. Let's just dig that hole.
Let's go into the Lightning.
Whoa, let's talk
Tampa
about
Bay
the
Lightning.
Phillies for a second.
Fuck the
here.
Phillies.
Fuck the
Wow.
Hey, let's put this to a vote. Fuck the Phillies?
Fuck the Phillies.
Wow.
That's 2 out of 3. So, let's talk
Unbelievable.
about this NHL. Getting ready for some playoff scenarios. This is scary. We got a lot of great teams going into this playoffs, and the Lightning were on a 4-game skid. However,
Yeah, congratulations on beating the lowly Sabres. Good job, guys.
yeah, thank you.
It only
how are
took
those,
4 games losing.
How are those Flyers doing?
Doesn't matter. I told you in the beginning of the year.
We've established this rule.
See, you didn't listen to last week's episode, and I understand that. I'm now a Florida Panthers fan for the rest of the year, and I'm going to be buying a Claude Giroux shirt, and Jack's going to be wearing it when we win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, so this guy's a bad
I'm attaching myself to Claude Giroux, not the Panthers.
No, he just said, I'm a Panther. Oh, let's run back the audio.
Yes.
I'm a Panthers fan from
Because
here
of
on
Claude.
out. But it doesn't
For the rest of the
negate
year.
the fact that you said, I'm a Panthers fan.
Because Claude Giroux deserves the Stanley Cup, and this is his
Why
best
does he
chance of
deserve
getting
it?
it.
So, hey, I got a question now. Are you going to abandon Italy now, too, and become like
Yeah.
a USA fan?
Absolutely
Oh, maybe
not.
a fan of
Are you
Macedonia?
going to jump on the Macedonian national teams?
No. But I'll jump on that Messi bandwagon for this World Cup.
Did Macedonia qualify?
No, they lost to Portugal.
So you didn't even beat a qualifier?
Oh my God, we're gonna keep going on this. No, the Lightning snapped a 4-game skid against the Flyers. Brian Elliott made 28 saves.
The dude is actually a talented goalie at backup. Vasilevsky's not going anywhere. He will be the goalie of the future for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're gonna pay him whatever he wants. Makes sense. They should do that. He's the best goalie in hockey. I said what I said. I will not take arguments for other goalies. Vasi is number 1. However, this kid, Brian Elliott.
What about that Wayne Gretzky guy? He's a good goalie, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Great goalie.
Great one. Scored the most points of any goalie in NHL history. All I know is the difference here for the Tampa Bay Lightning is Ryan McDonough, number 27, getting back in the lineup after being gone since March, and finally he shows up, and we 7-0 the Sabres. Yes, the Sabres.
Couldn't it have been the fact that you guys are playing the Sabres, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, we have taken some playoff teams to overtime. Those are most of our losses.
So is
overtime losses.
McDonough guy like your boy, what's his fucking face from?
Hedman?
No. The tall kid with the bandana from
the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, he is. The Bash Brothers.
Fulton Reed?
Not Fulton.
The other kid?
So he is.
No one cares about the other kid.
The other half of the Bash Brothers, yes.
Okay.
And the Bash Brothers being Victor Hedman. Actually, at this point, Chernak, because Hedman doesn't do a lot of hitting. His
Dean
stick
Portman
game is
his name.
outstanding.
That's what it is.
There you go. He's Dean Portman.
Is it Portman?
It's Dean Portman.
Okay,
now I've got to watch the Mighty Ducks again. Thanks for that.
I got to watch Mighty Ducks 2 when I go home tonight. Thank you.
I want to watch 1 and 2.
I got curling to watch.
When you get in the corner, hold your eye and go down.
I watch them every few months just because I'm bored.
So speaking of which, the Tampa Bay Lightning can book their playoff spot officially tonight with a win against the Dallas Stars.
That's important. That's important. And Dallas is not the team they were last year, but
they're still in the playoffs though.
I know, but they're not the team they were last year. But what I was going to say is they are still a tough team, and you are in Dallas.
So the Lightning are going to make the playoffs regardless of if they win tonight. Right. It's really hard for them not to. They'd have to collapse, and a bunch of shit would have to happen. It's still probably
a lot of other teams would have to win a lot, and they would have to lose every game.
But here's my question to you: you have maybe a couple weeks left in the season, before the playoffs start. What do? You rest your boys to get them ready for the playoffs, or do you push to get those 2-3 seeds with Boston and Toronto and so on and so forth?
So in the current situation, and this could be translatable to almost any sport, when your team is struggling and they are having challenges winning in overtime or winning games when it counts, that is not the time to pull them off the ice and sit them. You don't rest anybody. I'm not saying you go out there and tell them, guys, board to board, you need to be hauling ass all night. However, you are needing to get some kinks worked out before you get into these playoffs, because you don't want to start getting down early in these series in the playoffs. So, yes, everybody is in. Vasilevsky's in. They're getting their minutes. They are playing back and forth.
I think you play Vasilevsky just because he's been a little shaky. You want him to go into the playoffs with confidence. But if you got a Stammer or maybe an older guy or a Kucherov who's always injured and stuff, you could sit him a few times. Try these young guys, get them into sync with some of these veterans on the team, and you got to heal up for the playoffs, because the playoffs is a different animal in the NHL. You and I both know this.
I don't really watch
telling the Lightning, the 2-time Stanley Cup champions in a row.
Here we go.
Last year, no, it's a valid point.
Absolutely.
Don't fucking here we go me. They've done this 2 years in a row.
Yes,
so
they
if
have.
anybody knows how to prepare and then win the series, it's the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I don't think you guys survived the first round.
You didn't the last 2 years, and I've got a couple pucks in this house that show that they ended up winning. So your expertise means a wet fart to me.
I mean, you want to go over the playoffs? The playoff? Okay, great. Cool cup. That's cute puck.
Yeah,
cute.
it is.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You want to go over the playoff matchups, and then we'll,
And here's the funny thing, right?
Here we go.
Let's go with this. Here's the funny thing. If the Lightning are to go out of the playoffs, which I don't think it's the first round, but it doesn't matter. If they go out, they will be bums, and Nello will talk shit about them to no end, completely negating 2 years of excellence and hardware.
What have you done for me lately?
Wow. Do you have the same application to your Eagles or to your Italian national team?
Or your Flyers?
My fucking boys are bums. My Flyers are bummed. The Italian national team is a joke this year for the World Cup qualifying. You can't make it to the biggest tournament, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about
No. We're talking about you being a hypocrite when it comes to critiquing other teams.
My Eagles are never bums.
There you go. See? And again, the defense rests.
Well, this defense attorney is just awful. Let me just tell you that for the record.
Because your prosecution has literally nothing.
I'm about to present my argument
for
right
not
here.
the past, not what we're talking about, something else. But let's hear it.
So the Panthers are going to beat the Capitals. They'll play each other in the first round. If it ended today,
that's going to be a tough series.
Obviously, things can happen and it'll change by the time the playoffs come.
Actually, hold on. Let's take our first break because we're a little bit over time. So let's take our break and then we'll get into the playoff series. All right. Shut up. And we're back. Trying to finish up some of these NHL playoff scenarios.
You mean the Florida Panthers road to Stanley Cup championship glory?
You know what? This year, I'm going to be the Thunder.
He's nothing if not repetitive.
They're the best team in the NHL.
They are for sure.
Them and the Avs are the two best teams in the NHL.
I guarantee you next year, if the Rangers were the best team in the NHL, you'd be a Rangers fan.
No, because they don't have Claude Giroux.
Okay. All right, so let's go into
So we're
some
going
of
to
these
Eastern
playoffs.
Conference again. Before the break, we talked about it. This is if it ended today, right now.
Which this is very likely that it could happen.
Yes.
Panthers Caps. That's not an easy series. They're not going to put Ovechkin away 4-0.
I think it'll be 6 games, 4-2.
I don't know. That's a tough one, but I give that to the Panthers no matter what.
And
in all the scenarios, I think they're an overall better team.
This is actually one of the better series where I think it's evenly matched in all aspects. Leafs, Lightning.
Oh, yeah. Well, so we were talking about this a little bit before we press record. And yes, the Leafs have Austin Matthews, phenomenal player. His production has been absolutely silly. However, I think the Lightning overall are a better team. And if they can minimize him and his impact, it's going to be a long day for the Leafs.
Do you know the last person to score 60 goals in 50 games, who it was?
The great one?
The Stammer.
Oh, really?
Steven Stamkos in
Really?
2011, 2012.
That's awesome. And Stammer, we've had him all year, guys. It's like a dream. It's weird that we've had Stamkos all year without a really significant injury that's put him down, he said, as he knocked on wood.
You better knock on that wood a little harder because
Yeah.
if he goes down, you guys are in trouble.
We weren't in trouble the last 2 years.
It's a different
but I got
team.
you.
It's a different team. You're still missing some of those players that did not resign.
The biggest one is what didn't resign. The one we're missing is Yanni Gord. That's the guy we're missing. Everyone else on that key team that had major shifts in that series is back.
So we go down to the next ones.
Except for Barclay Goodrow.
Where did he go?
He went to the Rangers.
Oh. Speaking of the Rangers,
Yeah.
they would technically play the Penguins, which is another tight series.
Yeah. And Evgeny Malkin just got a 4-game suspension.
I know, and I thought it was for the cross check, and you were talking about because he broke his nose.
He did. Yeah. So if you watch, he does hit him with the stick, and that's technically the cross check, which is really wimpy because Malkin caught a good shot right before that. But then Malkin punched him directly in the face, which broke his nose, and he was bleeding all over the ice. That's why he got the 4-game suspension.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then the other matchup in the East would be the Hurricanes Bruins, and no one cares about the Bruins. The Bruins can just go die in a
The
corner.
Hurricanes can do me a solid by getting rid of the Bruins.
I know, right? Todd Marchand is like the worst player in the NHL.
Marchand is the most disliked player in hockey, period.
And then you got the West, which is clearly the best division.
Well, the Avalanche.
Avalanche Stars,
Yeah.
Wild Blues, Flames Predators, Oilers Kings. And the Oilers, man, how about a second half? They are rocking in the second half.
Oilers have a great
offense.
couple group of young players that they could really build around and have a serious franchise. It'll be scary to see what happens if they can treat those two kids right and get another team around them.
You really think the Avalanche aren't going to come out of the West this year again? They're going to choke like they did last year?
It's possible.
Dude, they're so good, though. I mean, I've watched some Avalanche games, and they just play with like a fluidity. When they're on, they're just
Yeah. Their puck handling is good.
Yeah, everything. Passing, puck handling, scoring. They just score at will when they want.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The Flames are a young team. They just don't.
I don't think they get past the Predators.
They have some goaltending problems.
I think Nashville wins that.
And I don't know if the Kings are in. Definitely, they could be losing that. And the Wild is another team where who knows if Fleury can can play to the potential that Marc-Andre Fleury's played
is known for.
Yeah, and known for. They could give some noise in the West and maybe fight with the Avalanche in that conference final.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to be Panthers Avs because my boy Drew deserves a cup. Free Drew.
You keep saying deserves, and that's just such a weird thing to me. Because if you deserve one, you've got one.
Well, he made it to one Stanley Cup with the Flyers, but
did he win?
No.
And there you go. You deserve it when you win one.
Right, and he's going to win one this year.
Okay.
Right, so
we'll wait and see. So if the Panthers are out in this series at any point, they don't win, that means you're going to wear a Lightning jersey?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for Clay to do the lightning bolt. By the way, look what they did to me today.
Oh, wow, they got us started.
Yeah.
Wow. But, say, I don't know why he would be afraid, Ryan, because he doesn't do any of the stuff he has to anyway.
That's bullshit.
He doesn't take any sort of initiative to do it. He just doesn't do it.
That's not true.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see him in those pretty white Daisy Dukes.
That's right.
I told everybody last week, and I will tell it again. Just send me a link.
You guys do it. Yeah.
Send me a link because I couldn't find the costume.
You know what? I'm going to buy him something off of Wish.
There you go.
It'll probably fall apart, too, while it's out, which is the best part.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I bend over and things just...
I can, unfortunately, imagine you getting arrested for that.
Wow. You guys going to bail me out at least?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, you guys kidding me?
No.
You're going to leave me in jail with split pants?
You're a first-time
offender. Do you
offender.
know what's going to happen to me in there?
Yeah, they're going to give you a gown, like a hospital gown.
Okay.
Say,
that's still open in the back.
Don't get too handsy there, Nello.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Guys, do you know what starts this weekend?
Hit me.
The USFL.
Woo! Let's go Bandits!
There's football back on TV.
I'm interested to see what it is because I don't think there's going to be the level of football we think it's going to be.
You know the only football I wish I could see? The Lingerie Football League. Whatever happened to that?
It's still there. They still play. I watch highlights.
Oh.
They're very talented.
They really are.
Very talented.
I watch highlights.
I don't watch the whole game. But some of these highlights, the slow motion highlights are very good.
They are great.
Very good. There's a lot of just movement going on there, a lot of tackling, a lot of girl on girl. It's
a lot of strategy.
Sure. It's quite amazing. These women are very talented. They have talents that you and I do not.
This is true.
Very true. So back to the USFL. USFL starts this weekend, and they're going to do 10 regular season games and then a 2-week postseason.
Huh. So 4 teams or 6 teams are making it.
Right. And the first game is on Saturday.
Okay.
The New Jersey Generals versus the Birmingham Stallions at 7:30. Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
And they're all playing in Birmingham. Like, they're all playing in Alabama.
That's awesome.
All these games are playing.
I'm here for it. What I want are teams that are fighting with each other while they're warming up. Because those DBs and those wide receivers are the guys on the team that can't help but run their mouth.
I mean, honestly,
they see the other team, the mouth starts going. If you've played on any football team, I'm speaking the 100% truth.
I mean, yeah, jawing happens all the time.
No, specifically cornerbacks and wide receivers. They are the ones that start talking shit, and then the running backs and the linebackers had to go back them up when they start acting like they really had to fight somebody.
I was going to say, and a good linebacker will talk shit to you all day, too.
Yeah.
So we already went over the teams and how many. There's like 8 teams, right? What did I say? No, yeah,
8 teams.
There's 8 teams. The Birmingham Stallions, Houston Gamblers, Michigan Panthers, New Jersey Generals, New Orleans Breakers, Philadelphia Stars, the stupidest name out of all of them, the Pittsburgh Maulers, and the Tampa Bay Bandits.
The Bandits are actually like a big team here in Tampa. Like, that's been the Pee-wee team forever that they've been coming up with. Like, Bandit ball was a big deal.
Isn't there like a the youth football team is Bandits, right? Yeah.
That's why I think it's so great that they made this USFL team the Bandits.
Have you seen some of these like interesting rules that are in the USFL? Something to look out for when the games start on Saturday?
Let's hear it.
Like, so you can do...
I'm sure they're going to tell us in depth, but go ahead.
So you can try for a 3-point conversion after a touchdown.
A 3-point conversion?
A 3-point conversion.
If you go from the 10.
Yeah, if you go from the 10-yard line. And then you can do extra point or a 2-point conversion as per usual. That's crazy.
And you still get the 1 or the 2 if you want it.
Yeah. Kickoffs, you can try an onside kick, or you can just go for a 4th and 12 play on your own 25.
That I like.
But if you mess up and you fail, the other team gets the ball at the dead ball spot.
Good. That's risk versus reward.
That's kind of interesting.
Let me tell you something. If we were my team, the Raiders this week that I have to cover, I'm taking that 4th and 12 with Devontae Adams.
Well, if I'm the Chargers, I'm taking that 4th and 12, or Mahomes, I'm taking that 4th and 12.
Exactly.
If I'm Jalen Hurts, I'm taking that 4th and 12.
Whoa, bro.
Let's calm down.
You're getting out of control.
If I'm Danny Dimes, I'm not taking the 4th and 12.
On to the overtime rules.
So the overtime rule, this is very interesting. So they're doing something like college football in the NHL. So
Finally.
It's a shootout. It's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
So they line up at the 2-point conversion line as a 2-line, on the 2-yard line as a best of 3.
Okay.
If they all tie at the end of all this stuff, then they go to a sudden death.
Which is?
That's what it says. Just
sudden death means first one to score?
Yeah.
Gotcha. 2 forward passes?
Yes. You can do 2 forward passes as long as one of the forward passes doesn't go over the
line of scrimmage?
The line of scrimmage.
Okay, I don't care about that.
The USFL isn't using the yardsticks. They have a sensor in the ball, kind of like in tennis. You know how how tennis works, where they check the ball, the sensor in the ball determines if it's in or out. That's the same thing they're doing in the USFL.
In or out of bounds, or for the first down?
No, the tennis part is for in or out of the court.
Gotcha.
On a serve or like whatever the hell they do in tennis.
Okay.
But for this, it's for first downs. It's pretty
Which
interesting.
makes you wonder why they haven't done that in the NFL, because I've always wondered that. Like, you'll get that guy who takes that little step the other way. Like, motherfucker, he wasn't down there.
Pretty soon they're going to have a fluorescent ball that lights up when you've passed the first down marker.
Yeah.
So out of all these rules that we have right here, which rules do you think could actually be like tweaked, obviously, to where the NFL could adapt them for?
I don't mind the onside kick. I really don't, because those are so low risk, so low reward. And at that point, it really makes you make that decision if you're going to onside kick it or not. So if you can go 4th and 12 and have a play and you have somebody that's red hot, I mean, what happens if on that 4th and 12 you score a touchdown?
This is a touchdown.
Exactly.
See, well, to me, it's kind of, I don't really care for that rule, because it's like you scored, obviously, to kick it onside. And then you just go back to 4th and 12 again, score again. I'm going to onside kick it again, go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to be a loop.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not.
It's a possibility that could happen.
The greatest.
The one I like, but I don't think it's going to happen, is the overtime rule, because the reason that's not going to happen is because a lot of these players are going to come in and be like, you're just putting us through more undue stress, more time on the field, more bullshit, and the Players Association just wouldn't go for it.
That's why I said it like before, and I'll say it again, man. Just like they have in the NHL 1v1, get your best corner, get your best wide receiver, go.
That's trouble.
I think the NFL,
because then those contracts for those cornerbacks and wide receivers are going to go even crazier than they are now.
That's what I'm saying.
I believe that the sensor in the ball is probably the one that we might see in the NFL if it actually works.
Well, I mean, that XFL camera, I think, is the best thing the NFL's ever plucked out of another promotion.
But the one I want to see is the 3-point, 2-point, and 1-point conversion in the NFL. I would like to see something along those lines.
That would be interesting.
Because if you're
going
down
for 2 and you're on the 2-yard line, why not just go for 3 and back it up
and go on off the 15?
Yeah,
10, 15
I mean,
line.
honestly, let's think about it. Some NFL teams would probably prefer to play further back, because then it's a shorter field to defend if you're up there up close.
It doesn't congest the field in the middle with all the linebackers.
Exactly.
But here's my thing.
So you run a 5-wide spread out with 10 yards, you're going to see a lot more 3 points converted.
How many teams give up when they're down by like 10, 11, so on and so forth? You get this 3-point conversion, you reopen the games.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
With 1 point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would make it interesting for sure.
Plus, I mean, you guys should be excited. You don't even watch anything but football, and it's got to be Tennessee. I don't know what you're going to do if you're even going to watch a USFL game.
He's a Florida State fan.
I'm just going to watch mainly to see how big of a cup steak they can make.
I want to see if it's like that XFL type football, that just crazy, rowdy, just no holds barred, or if it's actually real football. Yeah, I'm curious to see what we get.
I think they play real football.
Because, I mean, there are real coaches.
Hey, wait, and in this league, is this the one with Johnny Manziel and Terrell Owens?
No. That's the Zappers. That's a fan-owned football league. That's different. Yeah.
Good for them.
I mean, Mike, your boy Fisher is coaching one of these teams.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's not his boy anymore.
Well, I mean, he was. They technically did make a Super Bowl with him.
Now he's the Vrabelowski.
Yeah. Fuck Jeff Fisher.
I don't know. I'm excited. You guys should be excited. At least you'll have something to watch.
Honestly, I don't let my hopes get up because this is, I don't like to watch the high school state championships. I don't want to watch I don't want to sit and watch the Has-Been Bowl. I want this to be like a developmental system leading into the NFL. I want some of these young studs that could be playing on this team one day and up on the main roster the next week.
See, and that's what I have a problem with the rules, because I was like, I would like just to see regular like NFL style rules, so it almost seems like it's a farming league kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like you said, another way to get in there for the kids who may not have been able to go to college but can play the hell out of football.
But these onside kick rules and the OT rules were presented to the rules committee in the NFL at some point in time.
Sure.
And they just said no. So why not? It's like
I don't understand the sensor in the ball not being something, because they like to pride themselves on their technology for head injuries and stuff like that. So why wouldn't they brag about this and be like, there's no, well, so here's another thing, is because then the refs are feeling like they're getting taken out of the game.
To an extent, but if you can eliminate human error,
yeah,
why wouldn't you?
Well, they already are by sending their calls back upstairs.
But not really, because it's still another human that's telling them that you're right or wrong. You know what I mean? I
thought in the NFL the ref looks in that little hood thing and he decides if it's...
He doesn't decide. New York tells him what the decision is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought the ref decides on the field.
The review committee sends it to him and says, hey.
There's another rule that I didn't bring up because I thought it was a little tedious, but the replays can determine what type of pass interference.
Oh, I like that.
Whether there's going to be a lot of times
or
so on and so forth.
They only decide the severity.
Yeah, like a severity of both pass interference. If it's like just like a tap, then they'll get the 15 yards, or if it's like a severe pass interference or personal foul, and they get ejected.
That's
or whatever.
Another one that we're taking it out of the refs' hands.
Yeah, so the upstairs gets to determine that, and I think they only get one challenge per game.
Yeah, but
I don't care about that.
Some pass interferences are super blatant,
especially if there's, because let's think about this: 99% of challenges are: is it a catch? Is it a first down? Is it a touchdown?
Yeah,
that's it.
So if you're taking away a lot of that and putting it upstairs for that ref to take it out of the ref's hands, then sure, you should only need one challenge.
Didn't the NFL do that 2 years ago, where they were reviewing pass interference both offensively and defensively, and
that was last year.
Ended terribly?
It was last year,
right? Was it last year or the year before?
No, I think it was last year.
But that was bad. That was a bad idea, right? Because it slowed the game down.
Everything slows the game down. This is going to move at a snail's pace with all these rules,
especially being second.
And how do you indicate to the team that it's first, second, third, and fourth down? I mean, they should know that. They should know that.
Well, I'm sure they.
But
have
how
the
do you
things.
indicate that? Oh, that's just not how they're deciding the first down.
No,
gotcha.
They just don't have the yard markers. So there's to be like a laser or some shit.
I get that.
Or something.
Well, yeah, that's where the down is. Yeah. You can look to your left or your right, and you can see the down.
I mean, obviously, they don't have the yellow lines on the field like we do at home. I'm not saying that. I'm
talking about with the sticks. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, like when guys go to reach, like you kind of need them.
Yeah.
They got to
look over and go, okay, here's where I'm at.
Yeah. But wouldn't you play better and like more or less stress that you play free or not knowing kind of where it is? Like where the 10 yard is.
Sometimes you need to know where you need to get to. I would hate it if I could have got a first down, but I didn't stretch, and now I
didn't look over and see where I was at.
Because when you see that stick there, you got to get there.
And 100% of those guys going for the first down, the first thing they do after they're down is look over for it. Yep. Don't remove that.
Do you think it'll be better than NFL Europe?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's U.S. football.
Okay.
NFL Europe and the Canadian leagues, they don't do anything.
Dude, CFL is kind of interesting when it gets into playoffs.
Sure.
The rules are really weird.
The last good player they had was Ricky Williams.
Or Doug Flutie.
He was before Ricky.
Yeah, I know.
I guess.
Throwing it out there.
Want to talk one story in college football that is kind of worth a damn?
At this point, it's all conjecture, but sure, go after it.
How about Dabo saying that I quoted him saying, the problems that Alabama has aren't the same problems as Middle Tennessee State has, so they shouldn't be playing each other.
It's not wrong.
And so his plan is to take like the top 50. He wants to just change college football, like this whole like conference stuff. He wants to get it out of the way, and he just wants to take
conferences.
He just wants to take the top 50 teams, put them all in one little you know,
the
one thing
conference
and just
play
have him
is,
play.
is a big thing for a lot of places.
I understand that, but he says that he wants to get rid of like all the games that really don't matter or that other teams really don't have a chance.
And there's another thing too.
And he just wants to
You
take
look
the
at that.
top.
Okay, we're gonna take the top, and now every week you're putting your kids up against the most elite of elite every week.
But isn't that the point?
Not really.
And then that would determine a national
College
championship.
football is better than pro football for reasons like conferences and rivalries that they have. People aren't watching college football just to watch the absolute best football they can watch. Some people love going to those Middle Tennessee State games, and don't act like Middle Tennessee is not is the victim here, because that school is getting paid crazy money to show up to those games.
I'm not saying
But
that.
what I'm
He said
saying
that.
is, I get that. What I'm saying is he's taking away a lot of money off the table. He's also getting rid of a lot of rivalries and a lot of old heads in college football that like things the way they are. Note that Alabama never has a uniform change. They don't wear anything other than their classic unis because the boosters and all of them are like, no, this is the way college football was supposed to be. Leave it like that. And that's the kind of stuff that the more he tries to shake that tree, it's just not going to work.
But you could take the top 10 teams of the SEC and then take the top 3 teams out of the Big 12, and the top 5 teams out of the Big 10, and the top 3 teams out of the pack, and then add a few middle ground.
So what's our bar for measuring the top 50?
Well, I'm not even saying the top, because I was just going to say there's some bottom SEC teams that are going to beat your Big 10 boys all day long.
I don't know about that.
It's a fact.
I mean, okay. So let's give me a bottom SEC team that'll beat Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Minnesota.
Penn State?
They won't beat Penn State.
Who won't beat Penn State?
So tell me these bottom feeder teams in
Arkansas.
the SEC. Okay, so that was a bowl game. The Nittany Lions were all decimated with
Every
injuries.
time you
hold
make
on,
a point,
hold
you
on,
have an excuse.
hold on,
you a team.
hold on. We were without our starting quarterback was hurt. He didn't have anybody to throw to. All the players didn't play. That's
You said
bullshit.
give me a team,
That's
I give you a
bullshit.
team.
In the
I didn't ask for
regular
excuses.
season,
I
we'll
didn't
beat
ask for
Arkansas.
excuses.
If both teams are healthy and playing their starters, we'll beat Arkansas.
Give me one of those bottom teams that's going to beat Penn State.
And I wouldn't consider Arkansas a bottom team
And
either.
if my aunt had a dick, it'd be my uncle.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Damn.
Well, right now we really don't know.
He's got a point, though. I mean, because Arkansas, they have done absolutely nothing the last 5 years.
But I wouldn't consider
They
Arkansas a
come
bottom
up.
feeder of the
That's,
SEC.
see, herein lies your problem, because then you're going to piss off some teams. Because, hey, when's the last time Penn State won a national championship or a
been a
Big
long
Ten
time.
championship?
It's been a long time.
So you tell me how the Penn State faithful is going to take hearing they're not a top 50 team, they're playing in the lesser leagues now.
But I don't think that
Exactly.
would happen because they generate that money in the Northeast, just like Ohio
But see,
State.
we're not talking about
We're not
revenue.
talking about money. We're talking about the best of the best.
Well,
Exactly.
Florida State wouldn't be there for sure. Not
They've
at least
won a
right
championship in the
now.
last
Not right
10
now.
years.
Not right now. The ACC would get maybe 2 teams at that.
They have won a championship in the last 10
I
years.
say we'd get in before Penn State gets in.
No
Exactly.
way.
Yes, they
You're
would.
out of your dome. The Florida State Seminoles get in over Penn State?
Yeah.
You think they generate more revenue for college football than Penn State does?
Hey, you know what
If we're
we do
talking
generate?
about 50 greatest and winning national championships and having a Heisman Trophy winners, yes, them. They win.
Yeah, you can get fucked. Where's your national championship?
This guy's still
I'm
holding
really
on to the
sorry that
past.
there's more stuff
I'm
to
still
do
holding
in
on to the
Florida
past.
than in Penn
I'm
State.
still holding on to the past.
I never.
This
I'm
guy
not holding on to
never
Penn
gets
State
a-
pass at all because there's
Shit.
everything that keeps coming out of Penn State's pass is complete trash and dumpster fire.
Hold on, but you're missing the point that he's making, because Penn State has not done shit lately. So that's why when you look at the top 50 and see who has what have you done for me lately, if you're putting those 2 teams next to each other, you're looking at Florida State.
We could beat Florida State 9 out of 10.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
We would beat Florida State 9
But
out
you
of 10
don't have
times.
any hardware.
Probably 10 out of 10.
Don't have any hardware. In your own
One Jimbo
conference.
Fisher and Crableg stealing Jameis Winston national title.
It's always the excuse. It doesn't matter because they still have
Hey,
those accolades.
that year they won how many more national titles than you?
Okay, 1. Congrats.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
Well, I'm
once we
just
get rid
saying.
of James Franklin, we'll be okay.
And then the year after that, when we went into the college playoffs, where were you guys?
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Oh shit! It's in the playoff era too. It's bad.
Exactly.
And all I'm saying is he has a point because Penn State. When's the last time you guys won your conference?
We won the last BCS, and then we made it to
Bill
the
O'Brien?
first college playoff.
Bill O'Brien won the Big Ten championship.
I think he might have. I'm not.
I'm
100%
gonna
sure.
need you
I
to
think
look
he's
that
not.
one up
don't
because I
think
know
so.
for a fact they have.
Because I know y'all can't beat Ohio State if your life depended on it.
That and the other thing Dabo said, and
Or
Lincoln,
Michigan.
Dabo and Lincoln Riley both said is that there's got to be some sort of rules and regulations to this transfer portal shit. It's just too much like the Wild
I don't
West.
disagree. I don't
and
like
there's
it.
no point in recruiting.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, and Lane Kiffin proves to be a genius to say we're not going to have to do that anymore.
You don't, because I actually heard how that actually works.
Right.
So basically, I guess you go to the administrator's office, tell them you want to enter the transfer portal, and they're like, it's almost like they ask you for an email and a phone number, apparently. And then apparently there's
Just
blast
go
out
to
all
Big
the
Ten
colleges.
championships.
Wow.
And
it's
look at the history.
basically where you
05
get the
and
best
08.
offer.
05.
And they won one in 2016. Shut it.
2016.
Hold on a second.
Shut your mouth. Thank
cool.
you for that. I didn't even know James Franklin won that.
And they won a fourth under James Franklin in 2016.
I don't even know.
6 years ago. That's great. That is great. I'm not talking shit. But you want to get rid of that guy who's gotten you any sort of notoriety.
What's he done for me lately?
2016, apparently.
Yeah.
So we would be
Hold
in
on,
the
were they in the
we would
playoffs
be in
in
the top
16?
50.
In 16, were
No,
they
you
in the
wouldn't.
playoffs?
No, you
Are
wouldn't.
you kidding me?
Because they've won a national championship since
I wish
then.
we had time to name 50 teams better than Penn State.
Oh, I can make the time.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, so I agree that
Let's start in your own division. Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin.
What? We beat
100%.
Wisconsin 2 years in a row.
They're still better than you.
My God. My God.
Let's look at the rest of the season.
What's that
Jesus
school?
fucking Christ, man.
Liberty. I'll go with Liberty.
Liberty? You didn't even know where Liberty was this
I
year.
still don't know where Liberty is. But they're still
Liberty.
better than Penn State.
Oh my God, that's too good.
As much as I hate it, Florida. Fuck them boys. They're better than you.
Florida is better.
Florida's not better than us.
The U.
What?
The
Come on.
U. Shut your mouth, bro. Now you're just naming teams that you know.
No, the U
Or
has.
naming teams that are better than Penn State.
The U is not better than Penn State.
Okay.
I don't even know why we're having this discussion, but the transfer portal needs rules, right? We are in agreement. Like, this
Oh,
is, the Wild West
1,000%
is getting
true.
crazy.
1,000% true.
But actually, I don't think it does.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think you think we should just leave it alone and like people should just leave after a year?
If they don't like it there, let them leave.
See, Dabo said one thing that's like he looks at his players and he has a loyalty to them. In the
No, he
locker
fucking
room.
doesn't.
He said it
Dabo
himself.
can shut his cocksucking mouth, bro.
Okay, I'll tell you what he
is
said
a
right now.
Fucking liar. If he cared about those kids when they're out there doing what they're doing and they were supposed to get paid, he was highly against
Can
it.
I quote Dabo right now?
You can quote his.
Okay.
You can lie all he wants to. but he
Sweeney
doesn't give a
said
fuck about
people
them
will
kids.
come after me because
if
I've
fuck them kids was a poster, it'd be Dabo Sweeney.
People come after me because I've always said that I'm against professionalism in college athletics, and I am. My transfer portal is right there in the locker room because if I constantly go out every year and adding guys from the transfer portal, I'm telling those guys in that locker room that I don't believe in them and that I don't think they can play.
Can I give Dabo just comment here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Then don't do it.
That's what I was gonna say. You don't have to take them.
He's not. He's sticking with DJ Ukulele or whatever the hell his name is.
And you're proving my point. Yes,
Exactly.
let him do that. If other teams want to do that, they can do that. If Dabo doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. I agree there should be some regulations to this, but these coaches know what they're saying when they're bringing these kids in from the transfer portal.
Yeah. I mean, if you need the if you're not. I've always been a big fan of the best kid plays. I don't care. If you're the coach's son, but you suck, you should sit your ass on the fucking bench and guard the fucking water bucket.
He's not wrong. I mean, they do play
When
this. It's not about feelings in college football.
So if I go to the administration, I just like, you know what? I'm in on the transfer portal. Everybody gets the same fucking notification, and whoever makes me an offer where I feel like I could play, and I decide to go to that school, what's wrong with that?
So let me highlight something else for you, if I may. I'm bringing up the national championship list just for us to take a quick little gander. The last time Penn State has won this notable championship was in 1986, and in the following 3
I was
years,
born that year.
Miami won, Notre Dame won, Miami won again. So in terms of what have you done for me lately and who's a better team, there's Miami. Florida State is on this list twice. Miami's on here 3 times. LSU's on there a bunch. I'm not even going to mention how many times Alabama's on this list.
I believe it's 7.
Yeah, it's impressive. Clemson is up here. Ohio State's up here. Tennessee is up here.
That's still not 50 teams, though, man.
I'm just saying, buddy.
The diversity.
You want to talk about what have you done for me lately? There's a lot of teams that have done stuff for you a lot sooner than your team has.
Unfortunately, you're right on that, but we've also had Ohio State that's just been a factory for both NFL talent and just Big Ten ass whoopings for us every year in, year out.
That sounds like a you problem.
As the kids say, get good, kid. That's your fault.
I still can't believe that. So the transfer portal shouldn't be based on where I can get more money in the NIL, right?
It shouldn't be, but that's on those kids' parents. That's on that kid. That's on the boosters who are offering them the money.
And that's not necessarily saying that that's the entirety of the reason why kids leave. It's not, I'm just leaving because I want no money.
Most of the time.
It's because they show up and there's a kid on that roster that is
better than them.
Significantly better than them, or they show up and the kids they're playing with they don't like.
Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons. There's going to be a coach that you don't like. You could just not like it at the school in general.
Yeah, that too. You could miss home.
So I'm
homesick.
not.
They're 18, 19-year-old kids. You know what I mean?
I'm not against a reason behind leaving a team, but most of these guys don't have a reason and are chasing the NIL money and/or the championship.
I think the number for NIL is a little smaller than you think it is. I know it's a prevalent thing. I know it's a problem, but I don't think all these younger freshmen are chasing NIL. I think it's for a playing time.
Yep.
Or a school closer to home, or a party school.
Yeah, I could be a 5-star recruit right now. Do I want to go sit behind Bryce Young? If I could go start someplace else, absolutely going to start someplace else.
And that's not a knock on either one of you, but that's also that's the situation you're describing. You show up, Bryce shows up at the same time. Bryce is out there balling, and you're like, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Somewhere else, exactly. Like if you know you're going to lose.
That's Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Classic Joe Burrow.
Yeah. And who ended up winning that one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Joe Burrow hasn't won anything in the NFL yet. He did win a title at LSU, though, yes.
And he's won a Heisman Trophy.
And, I mean, for a second-year guy to go make it to the fucking Super Bowl.
And he's
pretty ridiculous.
Yes, Super Bowl year 2. What else do you want? What else do you want?
I don't know.
And with the
Heisman, national champion, the irrelevant, we pick in the top 10 every year, we're the Bengals, to the fucking Super Bowl.
But, I mean, they haven't. Okay, so that just shows you how important the quarterback position
Imagine
is.
what they would have done if they had Jalen Rager.
I think they would have won.
They can have him.
Game.
Where's my Jolly Rankers and Jawbreakers you promised me that we could trade Jalen Rager for?
All right, while y'all discuss these trade terms, we're going to take our second break, and then we're going to get back and talk about a little NFL. Talk to you in a second. And we're back. Into the NFL, baby.
First things first, moment of silence. Your boy Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, sad story.
Walking on the highway.
What was he doing walking on the highway?
I don't know.
He got hit by a dump truck too, right?
Yeah, crazy. That really stinks, man. What a talented young man.
I mean, I know I talk shit about him on a football level, but it still sucks when somebody passes away unexpectedly on some dumb shit like that.
Yeah. It's just a bad situation. Feel for him and his family.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
I still don't understand what he's doing on the highway. And
they say that he might have ran out of gas and was trying to go get gas.
Oh man, that sucks even more.
Yeah, one of those things where like you can still see his hotel, like he's not that far,
and then
something like that.
The Schefter tweet didn't help.
Schefter's an idiot. Why the fuck, when the man is dead, I don't give a shit who he was. You're bringing up struggles that he had in his career in your tweet. The kid's corpse isn't even cold yet, and you are out here slamming him on Twitter?
Yeah.
Dude, there is more to life than football.
And I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shefty's been fucking up lately.
Bro, did you hear how much ESPN's paying him on his new contract?
Crazy.
$9 to $10 million a year.
For what?
For messing up on tweets and being an asshole, apparently.
Jesus. I mean, he is just wild. I saw that, and a lot of those NFL players, I was like, man, he's not going to want to be on a sideline with them. They're going to let him hear it.
They should, because there's a place and time for everything. And yeah, I have talked shit about Dwayne Haskins, the football player, but Dwayne Haskins, the human,
the national champion. He still was an excellent football player. I don't care what you say.
They said that when he was playing like Pee Wee and like Little League.
There's
football,
a video. There's a video.
He said, "I'm going to be at Ohio State and I'm going to win."
They
that
asked
national
him
championship.
when he was like, 11 or 12. he was taking a tour of Ohio State, and they go, "What do you think?" He goes, "I'm going to play football here,"
and he fucking did it, boys.
He did it.
Kudos to you, kid.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Speaking of getting paid, you know who else got paid over the last week?
Yeah, Stefan Diggs.
Stefan Diggs gets a 4-year, $104 million extension that includes $70 million guaranteed.
After Trayvon was trying to recruit him to come to Dallas, and Josh Allen's like, no, bro, sorry, he's not going anywhere.
He still has a few years left on his other contract, so now between both contracts, the total value is $124.1 million, and it runs through 2027.
So his old contract doesn't expire?
It wasn't expired. They just add on.
They extended. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say the NFL Pro Shop got paid because Dalvin Cook's changed his number.
They did.
That's right.
Roger Goodell's like, give me that money.
Yeah, I want to know what that check had to be.
I'm curious as to if it's really going to change his gameplay like he said it is.
I don't know.
He said, "Be ready for a new Dalvin." All right, Dalvin, we'll be ready, I guess.
Not with the white Kirk Cousins.
The OG Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, the OG Kirk Cousins.
He was Kirk Cousins before it was cool.
I know. I keep thinking Dak. I was about to say Dak.
And, speaking of stupid shit that people say, you guys know I have a little secret love affair for the Cowboys, although it's not really secret anymore.
It's disgusting.
Mike Irvin, that dude's it. He is crazy.
Well,
he was sitting there like, I tell you that Dak Prescott is the most like Tom Brady in the league right now. Mike, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It is, man.
And we know.
Golly.
I mean, he's had to have his nostrils redone because of his
Hey.
extensive use. So allegedly, granted, no one knows if it's real. I'm just saying, Irvin would be a real cool guy to go party with, though.
No thanks. I'm going to pass on that one.
I think it would be fun.
I'm sorry. I'm not partying with any of these NFL guys. I can't hang, man. I'm not trying to go out there.
I'd go party with Irvin and then blow his spot up on Twitter.
I think I could party with Tom Brady. I could handle like 2 shots of.
What are you gonna do? Eat honey and
avocado
and green sprouts?
He's
and
talking
shit?
about that. He's talking about that tequila and sunshine.
You know, I could hang out with Tom Brady.
Such a stiff.
Eating avocado toast.
I'd want to hang out with Devin White. I think he'd be the most fun.
Are we picking players off our own team?
Oh, I'm shit. If you want to talk about the whole NFL,
I'm hanging out with King Henry for the day.
Easy.
I'm riding on his shoulders, and I'm just going to control him around and just have him stiff arm random people.
I'm actually going to take Mark Ingram.
I'd want to do the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed defense. I think those guys as a whole would have been fun to hang out with.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my answer.
I'm pretty sure me and Ed Reed have the same likes off the field, and I bet you we would. Oh yeah,
same likes off the field.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Ed Reed can burn like the best of them.
Oh, Mary Jingles.
Yeah.
Got it.
Percy Harvin might be your guy for that.
I'm down. Let's go, Percy.
Wait, what are you talking about? Go hang out with Josh Gordon.
Yeah, Josh Gordon.
But I thought Josh Gordon was more alcohol.
No, it's weed.
Ricky Williams sounds like a fucking hell of a dude.
Ricky actually was around here for a while because he played in Miami. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, you know what? That bullshit. We were talking about it last week after the show when we were outside and we were talking about things that we probably should have talked on the show, but we didn't. And you said that Ricky Williams would have probably been one of the best running backs ever if he didn't have all that pressure of giving up a whole draft for.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say it was the pressure of getting the whole draft given for you. That is pressure, and that sucks. But Mike Ditka single-handedly ruined Ricky Williams.
The Bears.
Because he was coming off of sweetness and saying, you know what, if we got 4 downs, we're giving it to Ricky all 4 times. And Ricky's one of those philosophical guys that was like, give me a contract only on what I produce. Pay me on what I do. And if I do well, you got to pay me. And then he gets run 4 fucking downs. I don't give a shit who you are in any league, in any era. If you run that one player 4 times in a row, he's going to get destroyed. I don't care. You can't name me a specimen, even Derrick Henry, in this league that's going to get run like he was in New Orleans.
Who was the quarterback?
I would imagine it was Brooks. Was
Aaron Brooks.
Aaron Brooks. Hey!
Aaron Brooks. Good
Look at
job.
that. Yeah, Aaron Brooks.
Number 2, right?
Yep. He was a SEC product as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Unbelievable.
But Ricky, if he would not have his career ruined by the Saints, I think he would be the greatest running back.
Because he showed flashes of that greatness in Miami.
Even when he came back, yeah. He was also having to split carries with Ronnie Brown, who was a first-round draft pick from Auburn and was a burner on the field. Ricky shows up, and by week 3, Ricky's getting the majority of the carries.
They were running the Wildcat, right? Him and Brown?
Yep.
Wow. I remember that.
It's a great team.
It's a great team.
Yeah. Too bad they had like Chad Pennington throwing the ball for him.
So we're going to skip the fact that the Eagles signed the best receiver, the hurdler out of Oregon, or an Olympic champion.
Oh, you said the best receiver, so I thought you were talking about Jalen Reagor.
Or Julio Jones.
God. Julio Jones is still a free agent, and so is Jarvis Landry,
Which
by the
is
way.
crazy.
But, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
So is the Honey Badger, although it is rumored he is visiting with the Saints.
He visited with the Saints and had a virtual meeting with the Eagles, and it's rumored that he's actually going to sign with us.
Good. That means he's not going to make an impact on anybody.
What are you talking about?
I said what I said.
He's going to be starting safety.
Oh, yeah, he will be.
And he's
for
going to
sure.
light it up.
Yeah, he will.
And he's going to put Dak in a, where he needs to be.
Where's
on the
that?
ground, sacked 3 or 4 times a
Okay.
game.
Sure.
Dak's gonna pop
Back,
off this
so
year.
there was an interesting article on Fox News and Fox Sports, and it talked about the 3 quarterbacks who are facing a make it or break season in the NFL this year. Does anybody want to take a guess as to who the 3 quarterbacks are?
Well, I can see your list, so I'm already.
So who do you think the 3
at a
quarterbacks are?
disadvantage.
There, big boy Ryan,
Tua,
right?
Zach Wilson.
No.
I mean, it's the
Jones.
second year.
He's not one of those.
Danny Jones and Tua is one. Well, who do you think
Danny
the third one
Dimes.
was?
Yeah, Danny Dimes.
It's not Wilson. It's his second year.
I'll give you a clue. You're looking at him.
I'm looking at him.
Talking to Ryan.
Yeah,
Tom
you are
Brady?
looking at him. What?
No, it's not Tommy.
Make it or break to the GOAT?
No.
Jalen Hurts was the number 3 quarterback that they said he's got to make it or break season. Any thoughts, opinions, anything?
I think there are more that are on the make it or break it list before Jalen Hurts.
I do too.
I think your quarterback is one of those.
Tannehill for sure should be on this
Tannehill's-
list.
Tannehill's one of those guys. He better make it or break it before Jalen Hurts.
What about Jared Goff?
Yeah, Jared
Right?
Goff.
He's coming on
another one.
This is going to be a contract year,
yeah,
and his body of work is okay stat-wise. He made a Super Bowl. He does okay in Detroit, but
yeah. I don't think Kirk Cousins is there because the production out of Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen have been phenomenal.
he just got $35 million one-year
gonna say-
extension.
For Tannehill, if they don't go grab a good second wide receiver, I don't think that's really on him. Like, you hand the ball to Derrick Henry, and then the only person you got to guard is number 11. That's not really anything. What can you do about that? You know
If
what I mean?
number 11 stays after this year,
That's true.
Yeah,
because he's a free agent.
So you wanted to talk about this too, really quickly before we get into the AFC West, which is the best division in football, I think. We want to talk about Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, thank you, Jesus. The rumors were true. I told you the whole time. I've been on
rumors
this
are still
story.
rumors.
I've been on the story
Allegedly.
since the beginning of time
Thank
and
you.
then some.
It's very,
know they say-
still very alleged.
It's
Well,
not alleged.
Did
I mean,
you, did you hear from the horse's mouth? In this case, did you hear
how
it
is
from the
Tom
goat's
Brady
mouth?
going to come out and say, yeah, I wanted to leave the Bucs, become a minority owner of the Dolphins, then Sean Payton was going to come coach and I was going to be his quarterback?
So
how is he going to say
so
that?
wait a minute. Therein lies the point. He hasn't said that.
He can't. He plays for the Buccaneers.
That hasn't stopped any other player in the history
There's
of the
no
league.
way he could say that and come back to the Bucs. He went
Yes,
to Glazer
there
to
is.
talk to him.
Yeah, there
He
is.
did.
He's under contract.
And he talked to Glazer about what he wanted to talk to him about, and now Bruce Arians is working out of the front office.
Could you imagine the Miami Dolphins with that talent, with Tyreek Hill and all those players they have now, plus Sean Payton and Tom Brady? Holy
Well,
shit.
they didn't get Sean Payton or Tom Brady.
Well, because of the Brian Flores bullshit that's coming up.
Well,
Which is what they say made the whole deal like blow up.
the whole deal blew up because Miami doesn't have the capital or the trade capital to get Tom Brady from Tampa Bay.
Has there ever been an owner/player ever in the
Never.
NFL?
No,
Right? That would have been
not a current owner/player.
right, and that's what he was. He would have been a minority stake owner and a player
Yeah.
with Sean Payton as head coach.
Yeah,
Miami would have won the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that. That
With
is all-
Tyreek
that is
Hill
all-
and Jalen Waddle?
yes.
God.
That is still a bold predicament to make.
I
And
mean,
that,
he won one with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, and the rest of those guys.
Jazecki's on that team. He's just as good as Gronk.
So, you shut your fucking mouth right now.
I'm just telling you the truth.
You're. Can we turn off his mic? You know what we need to do? Whenever he says something crazy, we just need to put him on a verbal timeout.
He muted
And
me.
Push that button and just mute him because he's absolutely crazy. Gronk and Gesicki are not in the same.
But they're the
fucking
same
league.
type body type, and they go get the ball in the sky.
Yeah, they
and-
can. When has Gesicki done anything like the Gronk has done?
Well, I mean, if he had Tom Brady, he'd
Gesicki
probably have as good
can't
stats.
hold his jock strap yet, even.
Because he's got a quarterback that's made of glass.
Gronkowski was made of glass, and still Gesicki will not touch him.
Gronk is made of glass? Are you sure?
Have you not watched Gronk in the NFL?
Now, recently, because he's older, but
Recently?
Gronk, when he
No,
was
even
in the,
before that.
Gronk at the Patriots was not made of glass.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
This guy has missed game after game and freaking injury after injury.
When he got into his 30s at 29 and
No.
stuff, yes, but not before.
Before, bro. Hold on.
I like what Colin Cowherd said, where he goes, it was all in the works, and then the lawsuit shook it all up, and the Dolphins screwed up because the Dolphins screw everything up. It is absolutely fascinating. It's amazing. It's amazing what the Dolphins organization can do, them and Stephen Ross. I mean, if this was true, they would have been like the top team in the NFC, in the AFC, top team in the NFL probably.
Okay, let's see. So in 2012, he only played 11 games. 2013, he only played 7 games. 2016, he only played 8 games. And there's a bunch of them where he only played like 1 or 2. 2019.
First of all, I'm not going to put Gronkowski and Gesicki in the same because the pass catching ability of Gronkowski and the blocking ability of Gronkowski as an all around player, he's still far superior to Gesicki.
And I hate Gronkowski.
They
I don't
do.
actually hate him, but I hate the
They'd love him
Patriots,
if he
you know
was
what I mean?
wearing their colors.
But
The whole thing with Brady is like, yeah, sure, he's looking at a business opportunity. At this point, guys, stop looking at these players like they owe you something. Stop looking at them like because they wear your jersey and they've won you a championship, or they haven't won you a championship, that they owe you a goddamn thing because they've been paid and it doesn't matter. If he wants to talk about being a minority ownership and getting into business with the Dolphins, great. Thanks for my Super Bowl win. I appreciate it. Have a great day. But after that, it's just, what is it? Are we supposed to be spurned? Are we supposed to be upset that he got offered a deal to basically control his own team?
yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's sure, it's a rumor. Brady was talking to another team. They do that in free agency all the time.
All the time.
It could happen next year. Brady says he wants to play till he's 45, 46. And this is his last year in the contract. Sean Payton's taking a year off. You don't know what's going on in Miami.
At that point, hey, good luck, Tom. Thank you. You've lived up to your contract.
I'm just saying, I was right. A lot more people are saying the same thing I've been saying
because
since Brady came back.
They're still allegedly all over this thing.
I don't know, dude.
Because
There's
the
now
thing that you
major
still
news
have
with
to
it.
remember is he was still under contract when he walked away. So even if he just wanted to, there's no way he could have played for Miami. That
Even if
year.
he had the conversation,
Unless he was
it
traded.
doesn't matter because the Bucks held all the chips.
Exactly.
That's like, these people going out there talking about how they're going to walk into McDonald's tonight and make changes to the menu. It's not going to happen. It's above their pay grade.
What would you change at McDonald's if you walked in there and you could change it?
Jeez, the fact that they use such processed stuff. I mean, I would change all of their ingredients from the Insta nuke stuff to the fake everything that's on your sandwich. Honestly, when you're biting into that bun and you're biting into that actual meat, if you feel like at any part of you is actually enjoying a product that is not chemically come all over, then you're fucking crazy.
You know what?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I fucking love McDonald's.
I love it too, bro. I could eat that
multiple
shit
times
every
a
day,
week.
and I know
haven't
it's
had
bad
it
for me.
in years for that reason.
I know it's bad for me. I know it's fake meat. I know all that shit, but it just tastes so goddamn good.
It's fucking delicious.
Those
I
double
literally
cheeseburgers
eat-
are fucking delicious.
They are. They're fire.
I'm on the
So are
triple
quarter
cheeseburger
pounders.
train, bro.
But if I was to change one thing, I'd probably give
I'm
them.
on the triple cheeseburger train.
Yo, triple cheeseburger, extra cheese. Call me. Listen.
Call me.
Listen.
Hit me up, baby.
Listen.
Hey, them nuggets are in town. You got my number.
And I don't like their nuggets as much as people
Call me.
think. I'd rather have a McChicken at that point with cheese. But that's neither here nor there. If I could fix one thing at McDonald's, how about a working fucking ice cream machine?
Right?
Every time I go there, McFlurry can't have it. Ice cream cone can't have it. The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Multi-billion-dollar corporation?
Bro, I went there the other day and that whole drink machine was down.
What? They have the best Coke.
Yes, they do.
On the planet.
And that's what I wanted, and I'm like, for real? And I tried to order this. No, you don't have it. Try to order this.
Megan
Don't
went to
have it.
Sonic the other night to get a slush, and they're like, "Oh, the machine is down to get the slushes." And she goes, "That's the only reason I'm here." And they were like, It's kids. Yeah. Okay. She's like, I'm the fuck out of here.
Yep. Bye.
I'm surprised she didn't burn it down with her stat the way she is.
Oh yeah, she is with child.
She is with child,
And she wants
would get
her
away with
sugar
it,
drink.
too.
She's going to get her sugar drink.
Should we go to the AFC West?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the best division in football. Well, second best because the NFC East is the first best, and then this one is second.
He just gave a
AFC
backhanded
West?
compliment to the Cowboys.
And just call it the Wild West.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
he
Eagles
did.
are the only reason why that division is good.
You already said they're the best division in football, so the Cowboys are.
So let's talk about the second best division in football, the AFC West.
Let's do it.
Who wants to go first? The Raiders.
I'd love to cover the Raiders first because everybody has been saying
He actually brought down the Cowboys
for a
hat,
long
too.
time, for a long time,
This is fucking
that
disgusting.
the Raiders are the worst team in this division. I disagree.
Especially
I've said
now.
it a couple times, especially now with Devontae. I think if you look at the Raiders, I think they could get some offensive line help early on, but they need defense. They need to get a couple offensive linemen while the getting's good, and then they need to go best available on defense. Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Devontae Adams, David Carr, Josh Jacobs. They have a squad in Las Vegas.
If they can't protect David Carr, it don't matter.
Don't forget Waller.
yeah.
If you can't keep your quarterback upright, he can't have time to throw the ball.
Yeah. But that's why I say offensive line help, and they could even get some free agents in there if they wanted. There are still people available that could be picked
They're
up.
kind of cap tight.
But no, they are cap tight, but I'm still thinking that the Raiders are going to be in a very good position.
I mean, this mock draft here has them taking your Bama boys, either Josh Joby or Jalen and no more Davis. Or
Armour Davis, those
Yeah.
are two defensive backs.
Yeah.
Josh Jobe in round 3, I'm happy to see he got up that high. I don't know if I would be selling out on Josh Jobe.
And I mean, the dude threw
It is
more,
a third rounder.
He threw for more yards last year than he's ever thrown with 4,800 yards last year. So keeping
Yeah.
him upright with the same squad ain't going to be a problem.
And not to mention keeping him upright, now throwing to his best buddy, Devontae Adams, who they've been wanting to play together. You know what? I'm starting to think that it was a foregone conclusion for Aaron Rodgers. They knew Devontae didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I told you. I said this last season when I heard that he was going to go play for Derek Carr.
He did call
Yeah.
it.
He wanted to play with him.
Yeah.
He even said it.
So,
And
I mean,
think that
they're
there was-
obviously boys. They're obviously
and I
really,
think there
really
is
close.
some low key beef between him and Aaron Rodgers too. To be quite honest,
So if they're not the worst team in the AFC West, who is?
the Broncos.
Oh, God. Nope. Sorry. Disagree.
See, this guy-
Disagree 150%.
He rides the Broncos to completion.
do you just wake up every Tuesday we do this and we're like, yo, how can I fuck with them today?
I'm sorry.
How can I?
I'm sorry.
How can I annoy them today? How can I say the dumbest thing ever today?
Let's go to the Broncos, and I'll tell you
So
why
wait a
they're.
minute. Wait, do you disagree with me? You're covering the Broncos.
Oh no, the Broncos are trash.
What are you talking about?
They are trash.
They are not trash.
Yeah, they are.
They are not.
And guess
You
what's
guys
going to
are
happen
sleeping
now
on
that
them.
they got Russell Wilson?
They're going to win games.
Jack shit.
They're going to be the number 3 team in the AFC West. I'm going to tell you this right now. If with these
my
expanded
God.
playoffs, all 4 of those teams could make the playoffs.
I'm going to disagree with you. The Raiders will be either number 2 or number 3 by a long
The Raiders are going to be the worst team in that division simply because Josh McDaniels as a head coach is just hot garbage.
Why is that?
Oh, look at his pedigree in Denver.
Okay, look who his quarterback was
Hold
in
on,
Denver.
you're just talking about how Denver's great and his pedigree and
No. Josh McDaniels when he was a head coach at Denver. Destroyed and literally tore down that team.
So what was Russell Wilson doing last year with the Seahawks?
They really had a bunch of injuries and just a bunch of problems on that team.
Sure, and he's coming to Denver that has what?
A decent offensive line, great receivers in Sutton.
Hold on.
Jerry Jeudy and Courtland
Great.
Sutton. Okay.
Great.
Jerry Jeudy is the greatest one they have, and he was injured for most
They
of the
have
year.
4 great receivers: Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and KJ Hamler.
who? I don't even know who Tim Patrick is or KJ.
I think you're
See,
just trying to make a
I am not. I'm just
distinction
telling
here.
you, these are
That's okay.
4 stud receivers.
I want to go into the Broncos because they have been in the rumor mill lately about DK Metcalf as well.
But they don't need a receiver. They have him.
Yes, they do.
They do not.
And you don't think Russ is making a case to bring in?
No,
DK?
because DK's a goddamn head case.
Your boy stud, Jerry Jeudy, with a whopping 38 receptions and 400.
He was injured last year. And who the hell was throwing to him?
He was injured for the most of the year.
And when they came back, they made a push for the playoffs. Stop.
No, they did
Playoffs?
not. No, they did not.
They had Teddy
Playoffs?
Bridgewater and Drew Lock throwing to him.
They did not make a push for the playoffs. That's silly talk. What was their record last year? Look that up for me.
No.
Yeah, no, Mr. Push
I
for
think
the
it's
playoffs.
8-9.
Let's look at what the
Or
Panthers.
7-10.
Yeah, 7-10. Push
Listen,
for the playoffs.
I'm not
Didn't even end up 500.
Just listen to the 3 players they have on defense. 4 if you count Randy Gregory. Bradley Chubb, Justin Simmons, Patrick Surtain. They are ready to go. That team is way better and more equipped than the Raiders are, besides Max Crosby.
Hold on.
And Chandler Jones.
Hey, what did those guys do last year?
What's that?
They played better when
They were
Von Miller
7-9. 7-9 last year. The Broncos.
they
were.
had a bunch of injuries. They had a bunch of problems. I'm telling you, this is a different coaching team. Look at their games. They were close. They were in their games between 6 and 3 points on most of those losses.
Yeah, well, nobody gets into the playoffs for getting close, do they?
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
And I'm pretty sure
Is winning.
And I'm pretty sure that the Denver Broncos, even though they gave up all their draft capital, are still going to take some defensive help because they need depth at linebacker. And they're going to take our boy out of Penn State, Brandon Smith, in the second round. And then they're going to take that tight end out of UCLA, Dulcich. I don't know. Greg Dulcich.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, keep going down that list. Let me know what you see. What'd you see?
First of all, there's Chandler Jones.
Okay, cool.
There's Andrew Billings,
I don't even know who that is.
defensive tackle.
Oh, cool.
Okay. You don't know who that is, huh?
No, no idea.
Okay.
Maybe I'll find out this year when he sucks again.
Oh, boy.
I'm still waiting
I
for
thought
you
we were
to
going
say
with the
something.
Broncos.
I just did.
That's all. You covered the Broncos?
Well, because he didn't say anything.
Yeah, I didn't.
He didn't want him.
All right.
I took the Broncos because they're fucking going to make the playoffs this year.
No, they're not.
You know what? I'm even going to say that they're going to be the number 3 team in the AFC. Did I say that already? Because I'm saying it again.
I like that.
Number
That's a
4 seed.
bragging point.
And that division is too good.
Number 4.
Number
Yeah,
3. The
easily-
Raiders are going to be
easily
4
number
because of
4.
Josh McDaniels. I'm telling you, you guys have too much faith
Honestly,
in McDaniels.
I think the Raiders probably end up number 1.
What? Are you high
Could happen.
over the Chargers?
I
What's
don't think-
wrong with
I
you,
think
bro?
So when I'm talking about battling for 2, it's with the Chiefs, not the Chargers.
No.
I think the Chargers are straight to the top.
Just Chargers are going to win the AFC West. I'm sorry. They loaded up in free agency. They have positioning to grab Penning, that kid out of Northern Iowa with that 17 the pick, and between him and Slater,
Is that the kid in the purple jerseys?
yeah,
in Northern Iowa.
the guy that's just
he's got
mauling people.
He's got an attitude. He's going to be interesting to see at the pro level.
So could you imagine him on the right side and Slater on the left side? No one's going to penetrate that defense from
and
the
they
outside.
got Austin Eckler catching passes out of the backfield. I like
Not
that.
to mention Keenan
If he
Allen
stays
is a
healthy.
100% top 5 receiver in the NFL who is underrated.
I
You know
don't
who has
disagree
the
with
number
that.
1 receiver in the NFL?
The Eagles?
Raiders.
Devontae Smith?
The Raiders. Easily.
Yes, I agree. But overall, talent-wise, they just will not. They cannot beat the Chargers, especially what they did in the offseason.
I'm disagreeing with you. Looking at that offense with Darren Waller and Devontae Adams,
Renfro.
Hunter Renfro,
I'm telling you, guys,
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
this is crazy.
I'm just telling you, man. You don't sleep on the Raiders.
It just sucks that Ruggs fucked up, because if he had Ruggs,
Oh, my
too,
God.
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Because
over.
he would blow the top off the top.
Yeah,
Well, they can get Deshaun Jackson if they really wanted to.
Easily.
Too fast, yeah.
And you know what? He did play there last year.
OBJ's still out there.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but
Let's see where that guy ends up.
yeah, but like,
So is Jarvis Landry.
could you imagine if the Chargers took Penning and then Slater on the other side? Like, no one's getting to Herbert then.
I think Herbert has a quick enough release to where you don't need to block for him for very long. And he's got the talent around him to be great. It's, they've also got Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James.
And the
you want to
kid out
talk
of
about
the
big names.
The corner out of the New England, Jackson, J.C. Jackson. or
Oh,
something?
yeah, J.C. Jackson. Yeah, the Chargers look
They're
set
loaded.
on defense more than any other team in this league.
They're loaded.
And they are just as set on offense as the Raiders are, with Herbert being the tipping point,
I
giving
think
them
they
the
have a
favor.
better offense just because I love Herbert. I think Herbert's a better quarterback than Carr.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
Herbie's obviously, I think, a top 5 quarterback in the league. But then let's look at the next position. Austin Eckler versus Josh Jacobs. I'll take Josh Jacobs.
What?
I will take Josh Jacobs.
That one,
That's just because he's a Bama guy.
I will disagree on that one, just because when Austin Eckler is healthy, he was at one point
as a pass catcher, right?
Just the most effective running back in the league by numbers.
Eckler catches the ball. He runs the ball. He can even run in between the tackles, even though he shouldn't, because they just beat him up that way. He is a better running back than Josh Jacobs.
I'm still taking Josh Jacobs.
I
Devontae Adams, that's tough. I mean, he and Keenan Allen are right there.
But then who do you put on the other side? I'm taking Mike Williams over any second receiver.
I'll take Renfro.
Over Mike Williams?
Yeah.
Really?
Just the way that little dude is able to get open, and he does not drop the ball, period, ever. He doesn't miss games, period. I'm taking Hunter Renfro. Then you want to go to the tight end position? Who do the Chiefs have at tight end?
I mean, the Chargers, it doesn't matter.
So if
Waller's better.
If Herbert tips the scales for the Chargers, Waller tips the scales for the Raiders.
But the Chargers O-line tips the scales to the Chargers.
Sure.
If you ask me.
Yeah, but I think Derek Carr is more mobile, but you're right.
Well, I don't know, man. I think Herbert don't need to throw the ball, but I believe he's a little faster than him. Chiefs. No one talked about the Chiefs.
Oh, that's right. I mean, I think they're in a bad spot. I think they have Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
I mean,
we're going to see how much Tyreek affected that offense.
Mecole Hardman is just as serviceable as Tyreek. Not quite as fast, but almost right up there with him in speed.
You think Mecole Hardman's a 1-for-1?
I actually think Valdez-Scantling is going to be the guy who replaces Tyreek. I think they wasted their money on Juju.
I do too.
I forgot about Juju.
I do too.
But I think the Chiefs' problem is defense. That defensive line's getting old.
They also lost Sorensen, who was their leader on defense.
Yeah,
not to mention the Honey Badger.
No Honey Badger. Yep. No Shavarius Ward. I mean, they're going to go defense. They're going to go secondary.
They have to
with that 29 pick.
And let me tell you what, every single valuable DB that they're looking at is going to be gone. They're going to be picking still first round worthy, but should be second round because there will be more talented guys around if they're picking DB at that spot.
I don't think they stay there. I think they move up into that 15 to 20 to pick up the remaining third corner that doesn't go, which could be McDuffie or Booth, depending on how.
Now,
you
McDuffie's the guy from Washington, correct?
Yes,
he's the one that I was talking about, and then all of a sudden there's this big expose about us possibly taking him. I sent it to the group.
And I think they take a receiver. If they stay at 29 and 30, they'll take a receiver because they need a big body boy. They got a bunch of little guys and fast.
I think this is your big thing. You just like the big body receivers, but you're not going to remember somebody like Marvin Harrison or your Deshaun Jacksons or Cooper Kupp. He's not a big body receiver.
Or look who they just let go of, Tyreek Hill.
But they have all those small guys.
Juju,
saying. Tyreek, McCole.
So the guy's not that small a dude, man.
No, he's not. Juju's a big boy.
I mean, the guy that they're talking about.
Nobody knocks Vontaze Burfict on his ass without being a big boy.
I mean, just hear me out. At number 30, they have the guy Christian Watson at North Dakota State, 6'4", and he's got a 4.36 40. Speed, big hands, big body. Mahomes is going to have a field day with him.
Let's see.
Maybe.
I still think it's going to shake out like this: Broncos. Then we're going to talk Raiders, Chiefs, somewhere there. Chargers.
And then I'm honestly too, I think the Chiefs probably look at getting a tight end, a new one,
as opposed to Travis Kelce.
Like later down, like in the second, third rounds, maybe.
To have to replace an old, aging Travis Kelce.
He's not that far off either.
His production is insane right now.
It's great, but there's also production with Tyreek Hill on the other side of him.
True.
Andy loves his tight ends.
We'll see how we run him this time.
Andy loves his tight ends.
Yeah,
he does.
And I mean, he is I think he's like 32 or 33, something like that.
Don't forget USFL this weekend, Saturday, football time. Right, football on Saturday.
Yes, thank you for listening to the Cigar City Sports Podcast. Next week, we got Clay coming back with some news about the Masters.
Oh, I can't wait to ask him how that Braves game was.
And we're going to take the AFC South. So, we know Ryan's got the Titans.
Yep. I'll take Jacksonville.
Good, because I want Houston. So that gives Clay the Colts. We're back with it next week.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your Houston thing. I'm so excited.
And yeah, Kels is 32.
I mean, in football years, that's 86.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, boys.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Tighten up.
Go Bucks.